The next concept, students, we will go with, that is a coordination chemistry. We are dealing with coordination chemistry. So in the last video, we have learnt about the coordination, double salt, coordination compounds, ligands and types of the ligands. So in this video, we'll start with coordination number of the metal or in the complex. So here the number of ligand donor atoms to which the metal is directly bonded. Now there is an example in front of you. So it is a hexachloridoplatinate 2. Hexachloridoplatinate 2. So about naming IUPAC names you will study in the next video. So just remember. So here platinum is a metal, central metal atom or ion. So for platinum, the halogen is bonded. Means here halogen is a ligand. So halogen, whichever is bonded, that is nothing but a monodentate ligand. So monodentate means only one bond it can make. One ligand can make only one bond. So there are six halogens are there. So which can make six bonds. So here hence the coordination number. The number of ligand donor atoms are six. Okay, one ligand can make one bond. Then total ligands are six. Then six donor atoms are there. So hence the coordination number of platinum is six. Same way you can see. Cyanide is there. It is also monodentate ligand. Even we will call it as a ambidentate ligand. Two donor atoms are there, but only one donor atom can donate a pair of donate the pair of electrons to the metal, and which can make only one bond. So it is also monodentate ligand. There are four monodentate ligands are there. So which can make four bonds. Hence the coordination number is nothing but four. Same way, ethylene diamine is there. Tris ethylene diamine, cobalt 3 it is. So ethylene diamine or ethane 1,2-diamine. Already we have studied. That is a bidentate ligand. That is a bidentate ligand or didentate ligand. So one ligand can make two bonds. So there are three ligands are there. So 3 into 2, 6. So which can make ligands can make six bonds. Three ligands can make six bonds with the metal. See here. So it is a two donor atoms which can make two bonds. Hence here the coordination number is metal is bonded with six bonds. Hence the coordination number is 6. Hence the coordination number is 6. Same for example, oxalate, trioxalato ferrate 3. Trioxalato ferrate 3. So oxalate is also a bidentate ligand or didentate ligand. Bidentate or didentate ligand. So bidentate or didentate means there will be two donor atoms. So which one ligand can make two bonds. So three ligands are there here. Then again 3 into 2, 6. So here also the coordination number is 6. Here also the coordination number is 6. So two donor atoms. So three ligands means it is nothing but a coordination number is 6. So this is about coordination number. Then we'll go for coordination polyhedron. Coordination polyhedron. So in a coordination polyhedron, you can see the geometry of the complex. You can see polyhedron means what? First, the special arrangement of ligand atoms which are directly attached to central atom or ion defined a coordination polyhedron about the central atom. Now see example. So that is a hexaamine cobalt 3 it is. So there are six monodentate ligands are bonded, then coordination number is 6. If the coordination number is 6, then the geometry will be octahedral. You can see it is a octahedral complex. It is called octahedral geometry also. Same way, you can see carbonyl, tetracarbonyl nickel it is. So again it is a monodentate ligand. Coordination number is 4. So the geometry is tetrahedral. If the coordination number is 4, then there are two possibilities are there. One is tetrahedral. So that is in front of you. So it is a tetrahedral. So one more possibility is there if the coordination number is 4. You can take this example, that is tetrachloridoplatinate 2. It is a square planar. You can see it is also coordination number is 4. Monodendron ligands are there. So it is a square planar. Now oxidation number of central atom. So here we'll calculate oxidation number of a central atom. So it is nothing but oxidation number means already we know it is the charge it would carry if all the ligands are removed with the electron pairs that are shared with the central atom. So we are removing all the ligands with whatever the electrons they have shared. So then you will get the charge, that is nothing but a oxidation number. Take an example. The oxidation state of copper in the given complex is +2 and written as copper in Roman letters 2. So Roman letter if you mention that is a number, Roman number, that is nothing but oxidation state. So here how to calculate, you see. So here coordination sphere is there. In the sphere copper is a metal. Copper is a metal, then ammonia is a ligand. So there are 4 ammonia ligands are there. You have to see the charge of the ligand. The charge of the ammonia ligand is 0. So 0 means there are 4. So 0 into 4 is 0. Then plus X, copper oxidation state we are finding. So copper you take it as X. X plus 0 into 4 is equal to, the coordination sphere is having +2 charge. So that +2. So however 4 into 0 is 0. Then X is equal to, directly we will get 2. So hence the copper is having +2 oxidation state in this case. Next one, see homoleptic complex. Homoleptic complex. The name itself tells homoleptic. Homo means similar, same. So here homoleptic complex means complexes in which metal is bound to only one kind of donor atoms. Only one kind of donor atoms. See, either you can see only one kind of ligands if the complex is made up with the only one kind of ligands. That is also called homoleptic. See here, platinum is bonded with the ammonia. There are 6 ammonia are there. 6 ammonia ligands are there. So only one kind. Ammonia only the ligand here. So in ammonia, nitrogen is a donor atom. Either you consider it is bonded with the only one donor atom, same kind of donor atom, either same kind of ligand is called a homoleptic complex. Is called homoleptic complex. Same way, heteroleptic complex. Hetero means different. So here complexes in which metal is bound to more than one kind of donor atoms. You take an example here. Cobalt is a central metal here. Ammonia and halogen is a ligand. So chloride is there, amine is there. So amine, the donor atom is nitrogen, and in halogen that is a Cl. Cl itself is a donor atom. Two different kind of donor atoms are there. Either we can define it as the complexes are made up with a different kind of ligands are called heteroleptic complex. Are called heteroleptic complex. So the next concept is very important for 3 marks. So in this topic, the 3 marks important question. So repeatedly asked question it is, write the postulates of Warner's theory. So now we'll discuss the Warner's theory of coordination compounds. Warner's theory of coordination compounds. So in that postulate is important. So we'll go for the Warner's theory of coordination compound in that first postulates. So these postulates important for 3 marks. So first postulate, in a coordination compound, the central metal atom shows 2 types of valencies. So whatever in a coordination sphere, the metal will be there in a coordination compound. That metal possesses 2 types of valencies. So that is first one, that is a primary valency, and second one secondary valency. So metal possesses 2 valencies, primary valency and secondary valency. It is the first postulate. Then you can take an example. So cuproammonium sulfate here. So primary valency is +2. So ammonia is a neutral ligand. 0 into 4, 0. Then sulfate -2 charge. If it goes right side, +2. X plus 0 into 4 is equal to, sorry, X plus 0 into 4 plus -2 is equal to 0. Then X minus 2 is equal to 0. Then X is equal to 2. So copper oxidation state we are getting here +2. That is nothing but what? Primary valency. Now coordination number you see. So ammonia is a monodendritic ligand. So 4 ammonia are there, means 4 bonds are present with copper. So ammonia is bonded with the copper. 4 ammonia ligands are there, means there is a presence of 4 bonds. Then the secondary valency is 4. So this is a primary valency and this is a secondary. One more example you see. Potassium ferrocyanide. So in this case, primary valency you see first oxidation state. So potassium charge is plus 1 into 4 plus x plus cyanide minus 1 into 6 is equal to 0. So minus 6 plus 4 minus 2, x minus 2 is equal to 0, then x is equal to, you will get 2. So primary valency is 2. Then secondary valency is cyanide is also monodendron ligand. So 6 ligands are there, then 6 bonds are present. Hence secondary valency is 6. Now see second postulate. So primary valencies are normally ionizable. It is a charge on metal ion and satisfied by negative ions. See once more, primary valencies are normally ionizable. It is a charge on metal ion and satisfied by negative ions. Now see, cuprammonium sulfate is there. Now sulfate is having minus 2 charge. So then the sphere will get a plus 2. So cation and anion. So coordination compound, whatever sphere is there, that will get plus 2 charge. And the sulfate is having minus 2 charge. When they are combined, the charge is balanced. So here, copper, you take it as x plus 4 ammonia ligands are there. The charge on the ammonia is 0. Already we know it is a neutral ligand. So 4 into 0. Then is equal to plus 2. So if you remove sulfate minus 2, then you have to put a plus 2. If sulfate is there, then no need to write there plus 2. Directly you can take sulfate as a minus 2. X plus 4 into 0 plus minus 2 you have to take. Plus minus 2 is equal to 0 you have to take. If you remove sulfate, then minus plus 2 you have to take the charge. Take the charge. So here charge plus 2 you have taken and remove the sulfate. So you will get x is equal to 2. Now see, the primary valency plus 2 is satisfied by what? The negative ion, that is a sulfate ion. SO4 2 minus, it is a negative ion. So if you remove, then it will get charge plus 2. Then oxidation state of metal also you will get plus 2. Take one more example. Potassium ferrocyanide. Same way. Potassium plus 1 charge will be there. So 4 are there, then plus 4. Plus 4. Now it is a plus 4. Then the coordination sphere will get a negative charge. 4 minus. Now if you remove potassium, then you have to put a 4 minus charge on this sphere. Potassium, if you remove it, potassium on the you have to put the charge on the sphere, it is a 4 minus. So then you have to calculate oxidation state. So take a X as iron, then Cn is minus 1. So minus 1 into 6, minus 1 into 6, that is nothing but what? Then is equal to minus 4, because you have removed the potassium. 4 potassium you have removed. That is the left side potassium ions are there, counter ions you have removed. Then the coordination sphere will get a minus 4 charge. So you, like this, if you calculate, then you will get x is equal to 2. That is nothing but primary valency. It is satisfied by what again? Cn, negative charged ions. Cn minus 1 is there, right? So this is the second postulate. Then go for third postulate. Secondary valencies are non-ionizable. These are satisfied by neutral molecules or negative ions. It is equal to coordination number. So already know secondary valency is coordination number. It is non-ionizable and satisfied by neutral and negative ions or ligands. Take same example, cuprammonium sulfate. So here secondary valency is 4. How this 4 comes? From ammonia. Ammonia is a what? Neutral ligand. Cuprammonium sulfate. So here coordination number is 6. Hence secondary valency is 6. How this 6 comes? Negative ligand is this, cyanide. Cyanide is bonded with the metal. Monodendron ligand. 6 bonds are there. So from cyanide it is a negative ion. So that's why. So here ionization is not possible. So in this complex potassium ferrocyanide, the Cn ligand satisfies the both primary and secondary valencies. Then last postulate, fourth one, the ions or groups bound by secondary linkages to the metal have a characteristic special arrangements correspond to different coordination number. Means decides the geometry of the complex. So coordination number 4 tetrahedral and square planar. Coordination number is 6 octahedral. So like that. So the demerits of Warner's theory. In a demerits, Warner's theory fails to explain why only certain element possesses the remarkable property of forming coordination compounds and why the bonds in a coordination compounds have directional properties. So these are the demerits of Warner's theory. Then the third one, coordination compounds have optical and magnetic property. So for this also he has not given any explanation. So once more I will tell you the postulates of Warner's theory is important for 3 marks.